Hey, I'm going to make this video while I'm getting dressed. But I was thinking about, I was just now thinking about doing King Lear and doing in one video the three sisters back to back to kind of show what I mean about a characterization, okay? Now, and I'm just going to make this video to help me later when I go about doing it. Okay, so Goneril is... Okay, what's happening right now? Goneril, in her speech, what is she doing? She's giving the old man what he wants, all right? She's, number one, pissed that she's fucking having to do this, right? Goneril is pissed. Why? Because she's the oldest daughter. She's the oldest, okay? There's no sons. The kingdom should be hers. End of fucking discussion. Why she has to put up with this bullshit is... let's face it, bullshit, okay? It's bullshit that she's having to put up with the crap she's having to put up with. But she's putting up with it anyway because she's going to get the kingdom come hell or high water, right? That's Goneril's motivation right there. And she knows the old man the best. She does. She knows the old man the best, and she knows what he's fucking up to, all right? She knows what he wants, and she's going to let him have it. Okay? She's not happy that she's got to do this, but she's going to go ahead and do it. What am I wearing today? I don't want to wear this. Okay, so she goes on this speech. She says everything. She puts all those tasty morsels in there for him to hear. She probably knew that he was going to pull this shit. And she had something already thought up, okay? That's Goneril. She's thinking ahead. So Goneril is thinking ahead, okay? Now Regan, as soon as this shit goes down, Regan's like, fuck. How can I top what Goneril just said? Like, why didn't I see this coming? Why didn't I know the old fucking man was going to do this shit today? Like, why? I was like, here's my chance to get the kingdom and I'm underprepared, right? That's what's going on with Regan. So Regan says, basically, Regan's a fucking bitch, right? Goneril's kind of, actually, they're all kind of bitches. Regan, Goneril, and Cordelia are kind of all a little bit of a bitch. But Goneril is a well-prepared bitch. And Regan is not, so there's the difference right there. Regan's like, fuck, this is my chance to get the kingdom. Why didn't I know this was going to happen? Okay, so now I've got to, like, top what she just said. So basically, Regan gives a half-assed attempt. She says, okay, so ditto everything that Goneril said plus this. That's what Regan's doing in her speech. And it's of the three speeches, it's the least interesting, okay? But, you know, the characterization for that should be more interesting than the other two. Does that make sense? So that it's more about what Regan is doing and how she's moving and stuff than it is about, you know, Regan is probably the best looking of the three. That is my opinion, okay? I know people like to doll up the whole Cordelia as if Cordelia is the most beautiful because she's the youngest, but I really think probably, in my opinion, Regan is probably the prettiest of the three girls, and she gets away with being pretty. And doing not much else. Okay, now we get to Cordelia. What's going on with Cordelia? Who else is in the room? Okay? What does Cordelia want? Cordelia wants to get married. That's what Cordelia wants. She wants to get married and get the hell out of there. She's tired of living with her dad and dealing with his shenanigans. She's probably of an age where she should have been married by now. That's my feeling as far as Cordelia goes. And that he's just kind of like been holding on to her for whatever power play, you know, he's been wanting to do. I think Regan, yes, she's the prettiest, but I think she got herself into some shenanigans, and that's how she got married, kind of, and he didn't get to play that card, you know. Goneril was the first to go and was married very smartly, I think, and then Regan kind of like, oops, had to get married. But then I think Cordelia, you know, he's really holding on to Cordelia because she's sort of the most virtuous one of the three. And he's really trying to, like, do a power play as far as for her getting married. So Cordelia's standing there, and she knows what he's up, she knows what's going on. She knows what he wants to hear, and she could tell him that. She could say that, but why doesn't she really? Okay, the real reason that Cordelia doesn't praise Lear, and she could easily do that, because she's a girl who wants to make her dad happy too, just like all girls want to make their dads happy. But why doesn't she? Because there are 2 eligible bachelors in the room, and she wants to get married. That's why she doesn't. Okay, that's the real reason behind Cordelia's speech. The real reason is, I'm not going to stand here in front of 2 guys who are interested in marrying me and tell my father that I love him like this ridiculous amount. Okay? She wants these new bachelors to believe that that she's going to love them a ridiculous amount. Okay? Or that she wants to make herself open to the option of loving them a ridiculous amount. And she's not about to say right there in front of them, them to her father that she loves her father to this ridiculous proportion. That's why she makes the statement over to, why have my sisters husbands if they say they love you all? Happily when I shall wed, that Lord whose hand must take my plight, shall, whoever's going to have to deal with this fucking bullshit is going to have half my love. And that's an appropriate thing for her to say at that moment. It totally pisses off King Lear. I mean, totally pisses off King Lear. This is an old man who, his wife is gone. He seeks love and affection from his daughters in an inappropriate way. And that's really the problem with King Lear. He seeks love and affection from his daughters in a very inappropriate way. And Goneril knows this. Goneril sort of goes along with this stupid bullshit. Regan has been going along with it, but this is the first time Regan's ever had to make an actual speech for stuff like that. She's kind of gone along with, giving him hugs and pecks on the cheek and a little hand massage and a little back rub. That's probably what Regan did, And Cordelia was just, I imagine she was the kind of daughter who was devoted into, learning things from her father, listening to his long rambling stories and being quiet and polite, That's sort of what I imagine as far as that goes. And I think as far as Goneril goes, it's like, I'm a step ahead of you, Dad. I'm going to do what you want me to do when you want me to do it, but I'm not going to dote on you all the rest of the time like these other 2 idiots. I got my own shit. I've got my own plans for the future. I've got my own stuff to do. And they ain't going to be involving you. And I'm pissed the fuck off that I have to do this right now in order to get what is mine. Split the kingdom up into 3. The kingdom should be mine. BS. This is BS bullshit. So that's what's going on with those 3 daughters. So I'm gonna try and make that very clear to the audience, and I'm gonna do all of them in one. I'm gonna memorize them all and do them all in one take, so that you can see the transition from character to character and how I go about doing that. I think I'll try to make it a shot like this. Maybe like that. Set it up so you see I don't know how I'm going to set it up, set up the camera. Because I want you to be able to see the characterization of my face. We'll see. We'll see how I do it. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do 2 takes of a long shot and we'll see how I set up the camera. I'm not sure what I'll do. I'll think of something, right? Okay. Kisses. Bye-bye.